Hey, welcome to another game by the Texas Bolt Action Group. Today I'm here with Nate at Dragon's Lair in North Austin, and we are going to be reenacting the Battle of Kasserine Pass. I'm very excited about this battle. We have a really nice battlefield set up here to represent the pass, as you can see. The Battle of Kasserine Pass was the battle in 1943 when the U.S. Army ran up against Rommel's Afrika Korps and elements of the 5th Panzer Division. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and tell you what I'm bringing. Today I've got a regular first lieutenant here. He's followed up by a regular medic, an inexperienced medium machine gun team, an inexperienced bazooka team, an inexperienced mortar team. I've got one regular engineer squad that had to be here to set up some of the defenses. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 8-man inexperienced rifle squads. I've got a regular artillery piece. The artillery was pretty much the only thing that was worth a damn at the Battle of Kasserine Pass. Later on, they're going to be supported by elements of the 1st Armored Division. So I'll be running this regular Dodge truck that will be carrying one of these inexperienced squads. These 2 half-tracks. One of them is a M4 mortar carrier, regular. The other one is just a regular half-track that'll be carrying these guys. I've got 4 inexperienced tanks coming on, 3 M3 Lees and 1 Sherman, and I brought a whole bunch of tank crew because I expect to see lots of burning tanks on the battlefield today. We're playing a modified version of the game where the Armored Division has to come on piecemeal. Because that's kind of what happened, and we kind of want to make it even. We played this game a while ago, and the Americans actually slaughtered the Germans, so we're trying to make it a little bit more fair. All right, Nate, you want to talk about what you have here in your very beautiful DAK force?
So here I got 2 regular infantry squads.
Okay, and they're in gray because they're the elements of the 5th Panzer, right?
Right, and I got 2 veteran rifle squads with LMGs.
Okay.
A pioneer squad with 7 SMGs and a flamer.
Very nice.
I got 2 Blitz trucks. I got a mortar. I got a Pack 38 with a Kettenkrad towing it.
Beautiful.
I got a Kuba wagon with a MMG. Got my first lieutenant with his guys. Over here I got a medium howitzer with a spotter. I got a Stug, 3 Panzer 1s. This is the 88 emplacement once it gets set up.
Let's take a second to look at that 88. So, as you guys have seen, some of you maybe on the Facebook group, Nate has magnetized his 88. He's going to be able to deploy it on this base here, and I'm really excited about seeing that. Okay, so what else you got?
So I got another Kuba wagon with a medium machine gun, the 88,
Very nice.
the Prime, and I got an Observer, and then I have a Panzer IV with the light howitzer.
Very nice. That is going to be an amazing looking army to play against. Let's go over here to the map. So we've kind of tried to set up Tunisia. So what a lot of you may not know is that Tunisia is actually relatively green. It's not too much different than the American Southwest. The Americans are going to be coming on this side of the board. The engineers have hastily set up some defenses. We've got a few trenches dug in here. The Americans will only be able to deploy in this square. We're going to use the scenario from the Duel in the Sun book, the Kasserine Pass scenario. The Germans have lots of cover out here to come on with. There's a strong point out on each of the flanks, and there is also an outpost kind of over here, a little bit of an oasis. The Americans have set up 3 minefields represented by these things, and we were unable to set all of them up because we had to hastily prepare the defenses. So 2 of the minefields are actually dummy minefields, and one of them is a real minefield, which will not be revealed till later. So we're going to go ahead and deploy, and then we'll get back and show you where we put our forces. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the deployment. So the Americans have set up their engineer squad right here in this trench line, as well as their medium howitzer. They have some guys hanging out in this emplacement over here, kind of to the front. they have a squad over here on the left flank that has not yet made it to the emplacement yet. This squad is kind of out in the open over here. They're moving towards their spot. And we've got some Americans over here who are also moving up towards their position. I wanted to get the idea that the Americans are kind of caught unaware by the Germans. We've decided to kind of augment the reinforcement. We've got groups of 2 over here with the tanks and the half-tracks. We're going to, on turn 2, I can bring in one of those groups. On turn 3, I can try to bring in both if one has failed its orders test. And then finally on turn 4, I can try to bring them all in if I want to. That way we kind of represent the piecemeal nature in which the U.S. reinforcements showed up. Nate has elected to bring all of his people on in the first wave. So the Germans don't start up the game on the table. So they're all going to be coming on in the first wave. So we're going to go ahead and play first turn, and we will get back and let you know how it turned out. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. We just finished turn 1. As you can see, the Germans have started to deploy, started to come on the table, catching the Americans almost completely off guard. So basically, we'll go over here to the side flank, my left flank, to talk about kind of what happened over here. Nate rolled up. He brought on a squad of veterans, and then he brought on his artillery observer, which is hiding down here in this little olive orchard. The guys that were in this trench moved up. They got in the trench. They fired at the veterans, killing 1. But eventually, Nate brought on 3 Panzer Is who put some fire on them, put some pins into them. You can see them now. They're taking off. They're running away. The final nail in the coffin was this Opel Blitz that pulled up, bringing on these engineers, and flamethrower jumped out and completely routed the guys. So we left them over here to show that they were hightailing it out of here. So already bad news on the left flank of the American Army. The engineers have jumped out of their trench fortifications here. They've tried to move up to try and help. So we'll see if they're able to make it. Had a squad move up here, take some shots at the squad over there in those bushes in the right top half of the screen. They took a couple hits. I don't think they took any kills. We also had this squad take some shots at them as well. We had the machine gun back here pop its ambush and take some shots at this Kubel wagon that came up earlier. Put a pin on it, but didn't manage to kill anyone. The mortar also managed to land a shell on this squad and killed another guy, put another pin on them. So we have that going on. This squad moved up to try and protect this flank, and we had the bazooka team just kind of move up with the medics. They're going to try and move up to a firing position to maybe shoot these larger tanks that have moved on as well. The medium howitzer took a shot at the flak cannon which deployed over there, and missed, so that didn't do any good. The Americans still don't have any reserves this turn, but in turn 2 they'll start getting to come on in a limited way. Moving around here, Nate basically just deployed a lot of artillery. Medium howitzer right here, and flak cannon right here came on and deployed. He moved his mortar team up behind here and put the spotter right there where he can kind of have a whole view of the field. He moved up with this little contraption and brought the flak gun up to the wall. So the flak gun is now, or not the flak gun, sorry, the AT gun, the pack is now covering this whole valley. So it's going to be bad news when the American armor starts to show up. He also has a squad of men moving up on the other side of this little oasis here, and he's hoping that he can take this flank. So the Germans have certainly come on in force. There are lots of people on the table. He decided to come on with everyone, So the Americans still have not received any reinforcements, but hopefully the first armor will arrive soon, and hopefully we can start to hold back this this German swarm. So we'll go ahead and play turn 2, and we'll let you know how that goes. All right, welcome back after the end of turn 2. We're going to go ahead and start over here on the right flank. We had a squad that moved up, took some shots at the pack, and managed to put some pins on it, but then they were quickly overtaken by a horde of Germans. This Opel Blitz rolled up and unloaded a squad of veterans, and they got out, took some shots at point-blank range, managed to kill a couple of people. The Kuba wagon moved up and unloaded its MG, and we also had a regular squad run up the flank, and they're just kind of waiting to unload their bullets into these guys. So I ordered the captain to leave his position over here and run up to try and assist. We also had a Sherman tank come on. Sherman came up right here on this spot right here and turned, moved over there, pivoted. So he's now kind of just hanging out behind the hill, getting ready to take a shot. This squad in the emplacement took some shots from, I believe, a mortar over there in the little compound, and definitely did some damage, killed 2 guys, put 2 pins on them. The medics were unable to do anything because it was HE. Machine gun tried to take some shots at the regular squad in the bushes, didn't really do any damage. The howitzer had a really good shot at the engineers that were exposed on the hillside over here and managed to kill everybody but 2 men. And one of those men killed was the flamethrower, so that's good. But the engineers moved up to the ridge, took some shots at the vets. I think they managed to kill 1, and then the Panzer Is just started coming over the ridge and just putting shell after shell into them. So they took 3 pins and lost a couple of guys. This squad as well took shots from one of the Panzer Is that came around this hill and fired at them. So it's not looking too good on this flank over here. I'm hoping that we get some of that desperately needed armor for the next turn to reinforce the Americans. Coming over here to the German side, Nate's veterans moved up, obviously took shots. The Panzer I. The artillery observer called in artillery barrage on the fortifications over here, so we're going to roll to see how that turns out. Mortars took shots at my mortar, missed. Stug and Panzer, that's Panzer II, correct? Panzer III? Panzer IV, oh. Took shots, missed. Nate rolled his truck up in front of the Panthers as hard cover. I feel really sorry for that truck driver. This squad tried to activate to do a rally move, but couldn't get it done. The 88 went into ambush, so it's waiting for those tanks to start rolling across the desert over there, and the pack as well also went into ambush. This Kuba wagon failed to activate, but its men did jump out, so that's who made it. They actually, sorry, I'm getting kind of crazy here. This Kuba wagon was carrying this MG team, which ran up into the bush and is ready to deploy. So we still have almost half of the U.S. Army that hasn't shown up. And we're going to go ahead and roll to see if the artillery barrage is going to come in. So Nate's going to roll the die. It's a 5. I believe that means it comes in. So we are going to resolve that, and we'll let you know what the results were. All right, so we resolved the artillery barrage. It definitely came in. Nobody got hit with anything serious. Howitzer took 1 pin. Inexperienced squad up here took 1 pin. The machine gun team also took a pin, and the medic team took 2 pins. This team was down, so it only half the pins that they took, so they're going to be down for the whole turn. So all in all, could have been a lot worse, but still going to be a setback for the Americans. All right, we're going to go ahead and start with turn 3 and hope that the 1st Armored Division comes to reinforce us, so stay tuned. All right, welcome back to that was turn 3. The Americans really are in some dire need of reinforcements at the moment. It's looking like if reinforcements can't get on the table, we might be looking at a total American rout. Over here, the Panzer Is have stormed the barricades along with a supporting unit of veteran infantry. They've whittled these engineers down to 2 men, including the flamethrower. So these men are pretty much all but lost. This squad took a few pins, but is still kicking. The most devastating thing that happened is that our medium howitzer took a direct hit from, I believe it was the 88 that hit the howitzer?
No, the Stug.
Oh, the Stug with its light howitzer on the front. So looking at a rough game with no artillery unless we get some reinforcements. The machine gun team fired at this truck over here that is right now loaded with men. Managed to get a hit and a pin on it, and further pinned the men inside. We've got some more devastating firepower over here. A mortar hit the inexperienced squad and caused them to rout, so they are running away at the moment. Over here, the Sherman moved up and took a shot down the line at the Panzer IV and missed. But it took its anger out with its machine guns on this squad of infantry right here and got them whittled down to 4. As you'll recall, there was an American infantry squad standing right here. They took shots at these guys, didn't hit a single one, and didn't manage to kill anybody. So Nate moved his truck up here and parked it facing front and put his pack on ambush. So I think we can expect that in the next turn, if the Sherman doesn't get to move, it's going to get shot at with a pack. So again, very dire straits. No U.S. Reinforcements coming on, and the howitzer did, before it was killed, take a shot at one of the Panzer Is, missed. That's why there's a explosion right there. Nate moved up his engineer squad, or I'm sorry, that's the observer team and the engineer squad. They both moved up to support the Panzer Is. The artillery is ranged in on nobody yet, but probably going to be taking some shots at infantry later. We've got the tanks here that still have not moved and just took out the howitzer. Got his transports backed up. Like I said, this transport has a pin on it, and it currently has 2 squads. I imagine he's probably headed to the flank with that. And we have the 88 that is still on ambush over here. So, not looking good for the Americans. We still have all of these 3 Lees and 2 tracks and 1 truck full of men. If we can just get them on the table this turn, then we can maybe turn the tide. So, stick around for turn 4. All right, welcome back after a very eventful turn 4. Okay, so the Americans finally got their desperately needed reinforcements after a long time without. I think it may have been too little, too late, but everything but one of my Lees came on. So let's see. Let's start with those Lees right over here. So 2 Lees came on and managed to knock out all 3 of those pesky Panzer Is. So it was kind of like the cavalry coming in. This squad took lots of hits from the Panzer Is before that and from other infantry squads moving up. The engineers rallied, but then were destroyed in an assault by this veteran squad. But they managed to thin them out some. So we got these Lees as the last hope of this flank over here. The 88s and the artillery took shots, missed the Lees, so they're standing strong. We'll try to get that 3rd one on. Mortar carrier moved up, took a shot at the 88, missed. This half track came on, unloaded a squad right here. Before that happened, though, a German squad moved off the ridge and assaulted the medium mortar, taking it out. This squad returned in kind and shot that squad and took it out entirely. The Sherman tank came up, fired some more rounds up here at the hill. I think it managed to get a pin, but didn't kill anybody. Took a shot with its main gun over here at the Panzer, but also missed. This truck right here is loaded down with one squad, two squads. One squad of regulars, and is making a break for it, trying to get past the Sherman. So, the machine gun team moved up to the trench after passing an orders test. The bazooka moved out to try and challenge that Panzer. Needed a miracle shot to do it, didn't get it, and his man has been killed. Coming around here, the Germans are basically just pressing the attack, moving up the ridge, trying to get their men off the table. Like I said, artillery took shots at the lee, missed. These tanks moved up and took shots also, and it missed. He's got the tractor running some cover interference from the Sherman over there on the ridge. This truck failed its orders test and went down. Men hopped out, and everybody seems to be making their way up the back of this hill to try and join the assault. So we've got the mortar team over here. Did the mortar team get a hit on anybody?
No.
Yeah, I think it actually fired at the lee and missed. So most of the Americans are on the table finally. It took 3 turns for it to happen. Actually 4 turns. So we're going to go ahead and play turn 5, and we'll let you know how it goes. Chaos and carnage is what I would use to describe turn 5. I think we'll go ahead and start over here on the American left flank. As you can see, one of the lees has been taken out by the 88 from across the field, and it is now a burning husk. Its tank crew are just dazed, and they're trying to hold off the onslaught of Germans that are currently coming across the field. And these American soldiers have been routed from their stronghold over there, so they're leaving the table. So the lead was taken out by the 88. These units moved up, put shots on this squad, and managed to rout them, so they are now exiting the table. We have the machine gun team here that did take shots at this squad and put a pin on them, but did not manage to kill anyone. Meanwhile, the tanks rolled up. They tried to take shots at this lee. They missed. This lee tried to fire back at those 2 tanks, and also didn't manage to kill anybody. And actually, I think the Stug did hit the lee, but was unable to penetrate its armor, so the shot just bounced off, which is why it's pinned. Moving over here, the mortar carrier failed to activate. The half track rolled all the way up to right here, took shots at this regular squad. Missed all of them. This veteran squad rolled up, and I actually think that's the officer squad. They rolled up and ended the turn closest to the empty transport, so it is now also fleeing the field. It has been routed. The Dodge weapons carrier still has a squad of men in it that can't seem to get it together enough to get out. They basically just rolled up and were like, nope, not getting out of there. And it is also pinned really heavily. So the Sherman rolled up, took a shot across the field at the Panzer and missed. Nate rolled his Dodge up to be the, or not the Dodge, the tractor up to be the cover for that tank. So he rolled one truck. If you'll recall, there was a truck sitting right here by the Sherman. He rolled that off the table and it's gone, so he gets points for that. This little vehicle couldn't quite make it off the table, and it took fire from the infantry squad over here. But it will probably get off the table on the next turn. So looking at a pretty serious rout for the Americans. There's still one more turn to play. There's still a lead that has not yet come in, so there's a chance that the Americans could kill a few more people, but I don't think it's going to be enough to have them win this game. So we'll go ahead and play turn 6, and we'll let you know how it goes after this. All right, so we are just wrapping up the last of turn 6, and as you can see, the Germans have all but routed the Americans. They've pretty much pulled up and gotten everybody that they could into the zone and gotten some guys off the table. We haven't counted up the victory points yet. Nate, do you want to do that while I'm kind of going through the report here? So basically, starting off, we had somebody up on this ridge take a shot down at this Dodge Carrier, blowing it up. The men piled out, took an extra pin, went down. We had officers roll up over here and try to assault the bunker, and they couldn't quite get there. My infantry rolled up and took shots at them and got them pinned down to one man, but they got to stick around. The Sherman was taken out by the was taken out by the Panzer, correct? No, I'm sorry. Let me just take that back. The Sherman was taken out by the pack up here on the ridge, and it blew its turret off, so it is a burning wreck. The last Lee in reserve came on. It managed to hit all of its targets, the Stug, the Panzer IV, and the tractor, and not penetrate a single one of them. So a lot of good it did. The mortar carrier tried to get a shot on the 88, missed. This Lee took lots of fire from the 88 and from the this Lee took shots from the 88 and in the last turn and was demolished. This Lee right here was fired at by the Stug by the Panzer that's got its turret turned there, and it pinned it but missed. Sorry, there's just so much chaos and confusion. I'm getting all confused. The Germans got a few guys off the table over here. The howitzer took some shots, but didn't really do a lot of good. And the 88 also took shots and missed. So it looks like Nate's tallying up the score here. What do you got?
You have 8 points, and it's without my kills on you, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18 just from victory points without kills.
So just from victory points without kills, we have 18 to 8.
And then
the U.S.
killed
managed
probably 10 of yours, so probably like 28 to 8.
Yeah, so pretty much a historically accurate game of Kasserine Pass, wouldn't you say? Oh man, well we hope you enjoyed this battle report. Please check us out on Facebook, Texas Bolt Action, the Facebook group, and please subscribe and like our videos, and we're going to keep trying to put these out for you and keep organizing them by theater. I'm getting a little bit better with the camera, so thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon.